All we had were some very small or big Russian Legion private servers. Now, after long years of waiting, there is not just one, but two or possibly three big name Legion private servers coming out in 2023. Two of the biggest ones are Felsong, managed by staff from Freaks and Firestorm, and Tauri, by a well-known Mr. Pandaria progressive server. Both of these have a lot of hype behind them, but which one would be the best for you? Felsong already announced its launch date, which is scheduled for May 20th, 2023. Tauri has no launch date yet, but it has only recently put out a developer Q&A answering some important questions about what they have planned for the server. Let's start with Tauri first. Part of the Tauri team is also working with the former members of Atlantis on another World of Warcraft private server called Stormforge. Stormforge's Mistblade Mr. Pandaria realm is at the end of its patch cycle now, and we had been waiting for what is next to come for our characters on Mistblade. Now we know. Question: will Stormforge and Tauri move to Legion simultaneously? If so, will there be a merge? Answer: no. Tauri will get Legion first, with a substantial time gap between the two. Merging the two projects is not in the plans. So this confirms that Stormforge indeed plans to give the Mistblade characters future on Tauri's Legion realms. Not anytime soon, and it will be considerably later than for the Tauri's characters, but nonetheless, there is a future. Your characters on Mistblade should not be lost without anything to do. There will also be something like a pre-patch on Tauri's Legion, where you will only be able to level 200 and do Draenor content for a while until leveling 210, and Legion content would be fully unlocked. Cross-faction and Battlegrounds will still be available on Legion as it is now on Mr. Pandaria. Cross-faction on the server will depend on faction balance on the server. They say they would add it if necessary, so that sounds like it won't be available on release, but they are open to the possibility of implementing it. Unfortunately, artifact knowledge will have to be gained gradually as it was in retail, in which case grinding AP will be insanely difficult, especially with alts, but they are still discussing it, and I hope they can come to a conclusion where it will be more alt friendly than it originally was on Legion. One great question, since I'm a big fan of cross-faction gameplay, was if there's going to be a possibility of freely interacting with the opposite faction by grouping up, leveling together, trading or chatting. Tauri says no, they don't feel that there is a need for it yet. Could this mean that possibly in the future? Maybe, but not very likely. I would still like to see it though. I don't want my faction choice limit who I can play the game with. Someone also asked about Warlords of Draenor server, since its content will be scripted on Tauri's Legion anyway. Tauri's always been a progressive private server, out for over a decade, probably starting with TBC and going through all expansions, but now they are skipping the Warlords of Draenor expansion. The server to the question was, it's not completely off the tables, but seeing how it panned out on retail, not likely. If we ever decide to do it, it would only work as a fast-paced one. End of quote. So, we might have a Warlords of Draenor private server option in the distant future. Tauri's Legion is now in closed alpha state. That means only few chosen have access to it. A regular player is not able to get in. However, you are able to ask the dev team or existing testers to get the access. I don't know what the requirements are to get in, but they say there is a possibility if you really want to. You can also follow Legion updates on Tauri's Discord and check the Legion changelog channel, or watch developer streams. So there are no dates revealed, no estimations. After closed alpha, we will probably get an open alpha, then an open beta, and only then would the Legion realms launch live. So it's safe to say that we are at least several months away from Legion on Tauri. An optimistic guess would be that we could play it towards the end of this year, but it could also be a year from now. 2.5 months ago, we received an update on Legion development from Tauri. Many Warlords of Draenor dungeons were done and up for testing, as well as a few Legion dungeons, Warlords of Draenor zones, all classes including artifact traits, talents and honor talents, and Legion zones. But many things still had to be worked on. They are serious about Legion and it is coming, it's just not coming soon. And if you're waiting for it like I am, you might as well check the other options, including the anticipated Felsong. This one is very different. Everybody starts at level 98, so you will be instantly able to go straight into Legion content, and leveling rates are set to times 1.5, so it will be very close to Blizz-like experience in terms of the leveling speed. What I'm extremely happy about is that Felsong decided to go full cross-faction in all content, including guilds, LFG, dungeons, raids, and PvP. So no more, what faction are you? Oh, we can't play together. They also promise us no pay to win. You can't buy gear or gold from the server, and anything that makes your character stronger must be obtained in-game. There aren't many private servers like that, very much appreciated. Felsong is currently in the open beta testing phase and will be launching within a few days, so you are able to register, download the client, and log in even now if you want to see how the server is in advance. Otherwise, I will see you there on the 20th. Felsong's population has been surprisingly good, even despite it only being a testing realm. I've never seen 100 to 200 players online on any other beta, which leads me to believe that there could easily be many thousands of players online on the launch day. We had some 6,000 players on WoW Circle's Fresh Legion only 3 months ago. This could easily reach a similar number of people. I visited Felsong's alpha last year and their beta this year. I also live streamed it and covered server news and features in separate videos, so if you want to see more of Felsong, you can search for the videos on the channel. Although this video was focused only on 2 Legion private servers, there are many more that you could play. The 2 biggest active Legion servers are WoW Circle and UWow, both of which are originally Russian with very little international community. They're playable for an English-speaking player too, but it's far from perfect. And then you have many smaller Legion private servers like Natural Storm and Hellcarve, which are both mostly Spanish speaking, and then Firestorm, Sylvanas, and Greymane Legion realms are an option too. I have visited many of these in the past year, so if you want to see my point of view of playing on these, you can find them on my channel. And I will be making many Legion related videos in the upcoming weeks, so subscribe if you want to see it, and click the like button. See you in the next video.
Defenders of Azeroth, the planet needs you, for the Burning Legion has returned to Azeroth after almost 6 years, and it's coming to Felsong, the new upcoming Legion Fresh server. We have around 59% Hordes and 41% Alliances right now on the beta on Felsong, so I'm gonna support the weaker faction, the Alliance. Let's try if we can make allied races complete an achievement, so probably not. And the nickname is gonna be subscribe, to remind you all to subscribe to the channel and like the video, of course. 4 months since I was here last time on Felsong. It was still in very early alpha back then. And now it's in the second stage of beta, so we will see how much progress they've made on the server since then. 354 right now, 59% Horde, 41% Alliance. For those that want to try the server, here's the how to connect section that tells you all about it, how to register, download the game,